What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So look, y'all, I remember in the late 90s, I would be at my grandparents' house. And my grandma, she would love to watch court shows, right? She would love to watch Judge Greg Mathis, Judge Judy, The People's Court, Judge Maybelline, even Judge Maybelline, right? I think Judge Maybelline was divorce court. And she would also watch Judge Joe Brown. And I remember I would watch these court shows with her. And I would be like, yo, these people who are judges, I would really look at them like, oh man, these are people you should aspire to be. These are really admirable individuals, right? Now, I didn't care for Judge Judy because she was too damn mean at that time. Like, she would call people idiots and imbeciles and stuff all on the show, right? But I would look at all these other judges and I'd be like, man, they doing their thing, especially the black judges, right? And I was a little boy. Mind you, I'm born in 93. This is like 99. I would be watching these shows with my grandma, 2000. But I would see, especially the black judges, I would be like, man, shout out to them. They did something great with their life and all of that. And I recognized this as a kid. Fast forward to today. Judge Joe Brown is one of the biggest disappointments that I can remember. Like, I've been so disappointed with who I found out Judge Joe Brown really is. It's crazy. Now, I found out who the real Judge Joe Brown is through his interviews on different platforms like the Art of Dialogue. He's become a regular on the Art of Dialogue YouTube channel. And when he's on there, the amount of buck dancing that he does, the amount of tap dancing that he does for Donald Trump, the amount of MAGA loving that he does, the amount of protection he lays down for anti-black racists, it's ridiculous. Seriously. So recently he made an appearance on the Art of Dialogue, and he starts chastising people who were he felt were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. But it wasn't just that, right? It was the fact that he was very dismissive of the racist ideologies of Charlie Kirk, right? Making excuses for it. Like, literally. He really was out here comparing Charlie Kirk's hateful rhetoric to just simply playing the dozens in the classroom, right? He started talking about everybody calls each other bad names when they're on the other sides, right? And then he says some of what he said I agree with when it comes to some particular individuals, right? He said, I don't find him a racist. It's all in context. He's saying all that old stuff everybody else is saying. You not Judge Joe Brown talk. When you look at the context of the situation, it doesn't really appear racist to me. It's just he's saying certain particular things about certain people, and it's common for people when they're on the other side of things to have disagreements and to name call a little bit. But back in my day, we played the dozens, and we played the dozens all the time, and you just learn to respond and respond back rather than complaining and moaning about what was being said. All that old bullshit he talking. I can't get his accent down. I can't imitate him very well, but and I got quotes from him. He said, I don't think anybody has any built-in exemption from criticism, right? He's saying he's looking at Charlie Kirk's hateful rhetoric, his hate speech, in particular, hate speech against Black American folks. He's looking at that as just simply criticism. You're going to label that as simply criticism? When Charlie Kirk is out here saying that Black women don't have the brain processing power to solve certain problems, etc., something along the lines of that, right? They don't have the right brain processing power. When he says things like, when I'm about to get on a plane and if I see a Black pilot, I'm wondering if they're qualified. Like, what? That's just simply just criticism? When he's putting a blanket of degeneracy across Black folks. And acting like, we just the biggest thugs you could ever see. Going on college tours, talking this type of rhetoric, right? That's just criticism. That's just playing the dozens. That's just, name calling because we on the other side and all that. You don't find that racist? Huh? Get the fuck out of here, dog. Like, are you serious? He's trying to figure out a way to get to wiggle Charlie Kirk out of his racist rhetoric, stuff he said out of his own mouth. When the man sat up there and said that black folks were better off during slavery because we had less crime. Yeah, because we were the victims. We were getting brutalized. Our people were getting raped. Take the G off of grape, and you know what I'm saying. I got to censor it for YouTube. Our people were getting raped and pillaged and sold off to other plantations, families being separated. People were being, brutalized in the worst way possible. Getting beaten to death, right? Getting worked to death with no pay. Our people built this country. This man talking about we were better off doing slavery because it was less crime. And you don't think that's racist? What are you talking about, Joe Brown? You know, I got other quotes from him. He said, if free speech offends you, grow stronger. If free speech offends you, I think you need to grow stronger. Again, he compared Charlie Kirk's racist comments to kids in a classroom playing of dozens, right? Essentially, he's saying that people are too sensitive now, and we just need to just get over it. Man, get up out of here, dog. Like, let's be for real. I'm going to call it what it is. Judge Joe Brown is a butter biscuit eating senile Sambo. I'm going to say it again. Judge Joe Brown is a butter biscuit eating senile Sambo to the highest degree. Because when it comes to black people, he has no problem, especially when the black person is not a conservative like him. He has no problem being vicious, being malicious, saying the most vile stuff you can say about black folks, right? When a black person is not a conservative, oh, he cussing, he going to town. But when it's a white person who's conservative, who said anti-black things, oh, he's laying down the blanket of protection for them at the drop of a dime. He can't wait to lay down protection for them. That brother lay down, Judge Joe Brown will lay down pillows and soft blankets for them to lay down. He lay down that blanket of protection to make sure they have the softest landing you could ever have. He does that for white supremacists on the regular basis. I mean, tap dancing for Donald Trump's ass, acting like nothing Donald Trump said has ever been racist. And then for Charlie Kirk to act like you don't know, like you don't see anything he's saying racist and trying to compare it to playing the dozens and just simple name calling. Are you out your goddamn mind, Joe Brown? Like, get up out of here, bro. We're not drunks like you, allegedly. Allegedly. You know, you got to use allegedly nowadays, but allegedly Judge Joe Brown is a drunk. You feel me? You can't just throw it. You can't piss on us and tell us it's raining and think we gonna run with that. Get up out of here. He has I promise y'all, he's so soft and he's so milk toast. He approaches anti-black racists with this milk toast approach and aura. He comes to them as he's very docile when he's talking about these anti-black racists and white supremacists. I mean, he handles them with kid gloves. When it comes to black folks who not conservative, it's all type of cussing and all. Like, listen, man. He got mad at Judge Mathis. He called Judge Mathis, Judge Greg Mathis. He said, he's a rainbow pusher, and I don't like him because he's pushing the rainbow, and he's just pushing the rainbow, and I don't stand for that, and he's a motherfucking rainbow pusher, and all because Judge Greg Mathis chooses to support his son and love his son. Because Judge Mathis chooses to love his son despite his son's sexual orientation, because Judge Mathis's his oldest son is gay. And because Judge Mathis chooses to love his son, he's a rainbow pusher, and I don't like that. He's an agenda pusher. Man, get the fuck out. Bro, what? You want him to say he hate his son so he can be in line with what you want him to be aligned with? You want him to hate his child? To publicly ridicule and hate his child? Come on, fam. That don't even make no sense. I mean, ready to get belligerent talking about Judge Mathis, talking crazy. Talking about that man's son, talking crazy about him. And when Judge Mathis responds to him, because Judge Mathis say he think he a tough guy, because Joe Brown think he tough. Somebody hit him upside the head Now he wondering what's going on with his Walker Texas Rangers outfits on he be having. You feel me? Because he think he goddamn Chuck Norris. For real. Like he loves that appeal. If somebody hit him upside the head, then he wondering why somebody doing something to him. He talk crazy. Everywhere he go, Joe Brown, he's starting shit everywhere he go. Right? And now he acting like he the victim when it comes to Judge Mathis. No, you came at that man and attacked that man for simply loving his son. And when that man responded to you, now you talking about you getting all bucked up because you said something crazy about him first. Something crazy about him. He's a rainbow pusher. It's all type of crazy stuff, man. Every time, like, he has when it's black folks, he unleashed. He off the chain. He go at Tyler Perry crazy, all of that. Go at him super crazy. But when it come to racists like Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk would have told, and it's so crazy to me, the way he laying out this coverage for Charlie Kirk, I promise y'all, Charlie Kirk would have told Joe Brown he don't think he's qualified enough to be a judge. He would say, I wonder if if you got that job as a judge because of DEI. Charlie Kirk would have been questioning Judge Joe Brown's position as a judge. He would have been the one saying, I wonder if you got that gavel based on merit. And he out here laying down his blanket of protection for Charlie Kirk, loving and kissing Charlie Kirk's you know what, kissing his ass, I'm going to say it. And Charlie Kirk would have looked at you like you don't deserve to be in a position you've been in. So all that butt kissing you doing over there with him, and you handling him with kid gloves, he would have said, I don't think you qualified. Right? It's just so crazy to me, man. This dude here. And Charlie Kirk, again, painting black men is all a whole bunch of degenerates and all of that. And as people who would unalive him and other white people and all of that. And he got unalived by another white man. You know? But Judge Joe Brown, he don't see that. He's cool with that. Judge Joe Brown, the type of judge that would have told black folks in the 70s to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. You need to pull yourself up by the bootstraps here. You just better be lucky we're not in slavery no more. And the white man took us out of slavery and civilized us. You better be lucky he got us out here and he taught us how to speak proper and he taught us proper English and he got us an education and he let us come to his schools. The white man let us come to his schools and you better be appreciative of that, if anything. Get your goof ass out of here, Judge Joe Brown. He gonna hate me when he see this video. He gonna hate me. I don't give a damn though. I don't, right? Because Judge Joe Brown, the same man, again, like I said, when it comes to anti-black racists and white supremacists, oh, he's milquetoast. Oh, he's so soft and docile when talking about them. He talks so lovingly about them. I don't see it that way at all. I think people are just being soft now. And I'm from the good old days. I'm a baby boomer and we were tough and we were men back then and all of that, right? But when it comes to other people, it's just so crazy, right? I saw him call Kamala Harris, and I quote, let me go see what hold on one second. He called Kamala Harris, well, let me find this statement because I wrote it down too. Called her old hoe, all type of stuff. Called her all out her name. She all type of old hoes and everything. But when it come to Charlie Kirk, he laying out this blanket of protection. He's so soft when talking about him. It's ridiculous, bro. Called her a piece of ish too. Called her a piece of shit and called her an old hoe. Like he get all crazy. I'm telling y'all, man, he get all crazy. But when it's white folks who are clearly anti-black, he's so soft with them. And I'm not giving him this blanket of protection because he's an elder. I don't care about that, bro. I don't care. Because elders got to get checked too. When they out of line, they got to get checked. They got to get checked too. 100%. Ain't no just letting it ride because they old. Because that mean they old ass know better. Excuse my language. They supposed to know better. They've been on this earth longer than us and they've seen white supremacists do some of the most vile things to black folks. The most vile. And they've seen them They've seen them deliver the most vile practices against black people. I'm sure he's seen it as a judge, right? But he's going to be oblivious to it and play like he don't know what people talking about and play dumb and try to gaslight us as if we not hearing what we really hearing out here. You hear me? And that's what pissed me off about him. So all it is, he's an elder. He's an elder. I don't care. I don't care. You feel me? And they're going to say, I need to have, you need to respect Judge Joe Brown because he went to school and worked hard and, when he became a judge and all. So what? Clarence Thomas is a judge too. And he's one of the biggest bootlickers you will ever see. One of the biggest Sambos you will ever see. One of the biggest butter biscuit eaters you will ever see in your life. One of the biggest sellouts. So all of that, he's an elder, he's a judge, have respect. No, I don't. I don't. Because Judge Joe Brown don't got no respect for black people by acting like he don't know what we talking about and acting like what we're saying is a figment of our imagination and playing dumb. Like we don't know what's really going on out here. So I don't respect Joe Brown. I don't. He willing to call out anybody black that's not a conservative and curse and say the most vile things. I mean, he ready to say despicable things about you if you black and you're not conservative. But when it comes to clear racists, white supremacists, he's always trying to run and protect them. I mean, it feels like, are you Steven from goddamn Django? You running to Calvin Candy's aid? Like, let's be like, it's despicable, man. It's despicable. He makes it his job to protect white supremacists. It's his job. Doing all this babbling for Charlie Kirk and all of that. And like I said before, Charlie Kirk would be the man that would look at Judge Joe Brown and say, hey, I don't think you earned that gavel, pal. I don't think you earned that, pal. Hey, pal. Hey, buddy, pal. Gee whiz. Ashby, gosh, I don't think you deserve that robe, pal. You got to prove to me that you deserve that gavel. Prove to me. Who the fuck are you? Charlie Kirk did he even graduate from school? I don't even think he did. Right? Talking about black men and black folks all vile. I got a master's degree. My friends got PhDs and all of that. Talking about us like we ain't ish. And he out here got took out by a white man. And Judge Joe Brown, I don't see him as racist, even though he said, Judge Joe Brown act like he didn't see the quotes that this man said. It's all out of context, and I know he said us Negroes, we ain't nothing, and we ain't gonna never be nothing, but maybe it's true. Maybe we just ain't nothing for real, and, like for real. Judge Joe Brown would hear what Charlie Kirk was saying and then go back to somehow blaming, we need fathers in the home. If fathers is in the home, Charlie Kirk would never say what he said, so it's not Charlie Kirk's fault. We need fathers in the home. That's what happens when father's not in the home. Charlie Kirk can say that and it'll be okay, because Charlie Kirk's a white man and he's a good man and he's my boss, and I think I need to bow down to him because he's a white man and he make all the decisions in the world, and I'm just a squirrel in his world trying to find my nuts, Like, but the way, and then it's so crazy, man. All these MAGA dudes, they all coded the same way. All of them hate Kamala Harris with their mind, body, spirit, and soul. Seriously. Is Kamala Harris perfect? Absolutely not. Right? But again, the way he hate Kamala Harris, why don't you hate Charlie Kirk, the man who said some of those most vile things about black folks? The man said we were better off doing slavery because we committed less crime. And Judge Joe Brown, he don't see that. I think Charlie Kirk's telling the truth. We were better off. We had fathers in the home doing slavery. Slavery, we had real respect and we had real values and principles and morals because the white man taught us how to have that. We need that back nowadays, if you ask me, because we not as tough as we need to be. I'd be so tired of old dudes like Joe Brown think they so tough and think they so real men. You doing all this real man talk, but still tap dancing for white supremacists, still scared to say something against them, still scared to buck back at them. You only want to buck up at black folks. Only want to talk tough to black people, right? You don't want to offer any real critique to anybody that's a white supremacist, anybody that you know that's white, that's clearly anti-black. You don't have none of this courage and none of this umph all up in you. Where's the gumption when you're talking about white supremacists? There is none. You play dumb. It's crazy to me. And then is this hatred for Kamala Harris. Brother, did you try to talk to her back in the day? And she told your ass, hell no, because you still wear Calvin Klein Obsession cologne. Did she tell your ass, hell no, because you match everything head to toe when you go outside? Did she tell your ass, hell no, because you still wear Michael Jordan cologne? Did she tell your ass, hell no, I want to talk to your ass because you still got starch all up in your jeans? Because what is it? It sounds like you was trying to get at her back in the day and you couldn't get at her, so now she's an old bitch and an old hoe, and because you couldn't get her, so now you mad. Because dudes like Judge Joe Brown, dudes like Joe Brown, they thought going to school and becoming a judge was going to get them women that look like Kamala Harris. Because say what you want about Kamala Harris, you can dislike her politics and all that. She's a nice looking woman. If you're lying through your goddamn teeth if you say she not. I'm a young man, 32 years old. She's a nice looking woman. Judge Joe Brown thought if he went to school and if I get these degrees, I can get that woman that's fine as wine. I can get me a Coke bottle shaped woman. I can get me something to love on and she gonna love me and cherish me. But then when he got them degrees, he found out them women only wanted that money. That was it. If he ain't had the money, he wasn't gonna get the honey. And now he mad at this. He mad at it now. I couldn't get her. She wouldn't talk to me. And she wanted to talk to the white man. She didn't want to talk to me. And I thought that ain't right. So I want to call her every type of hoe I can, Like, bruh. It's for real, man. And then what's crazy, too, when you call out men like Judge Joe Brown, they always go back to, you mad at me because I think like a free black man. I'm free, and I don't think like a slave like you do, and I don't worry about racism because racism don't matter. We have bigger problems than systemic racism. We need to talk about fathers not being in the home. We the ones that we need to just pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, like I did back in the day. I pulled myself up by the bootstraps. Always talking about he's a free thinker. Every time brothers be out here buck dancing, they always talking about how much they are free thinkers. They think that their buck dancing is rooted in some type of intellectualism. They think them being a butter biscuit eater, they think that is rooted in intellectualism. They just so much more on a higher thinking plane than us, because they're conservative, and they are pro MAGA. They think they're just so much more intelligent than us. No, you're not free thinking like that. You're still on the plantation and you're still ready to tap dance for massa. So you're not a free thinker. I'm a free black man who thinks freely, and they get mad at that. No, we get mad because you're willing to undermine black folks. And you're willing to be subservient to anti-black racists. You're willing to pander to them. You're willing to be oblivious to their racist actions and rhetoric. You're willing to just act like you don't see it. You're willing to kiss their you-know-what. You're willing to lay out excuses for them, these anti-black racists, when they say obviously racist things about black people. You give them a blanket of protection. You act like it's no big deal. But when you see Judge Mathis simply loving his son, for real, then he all type of names and all type of you-know-whats. Simply loving his son, supporting his son, and being there for his son. He all type of you-know-whats and all of that. But Charlie Kirk get to call black folks all type of crazy names, talk about us like we ain't nothing, paint this degenerate brush over black men like we nothing but a whole bunch of thugs. And all of that. Say we better off as black people. We were better off doing slavery. He say things like black women don't have certain brain processing power and all of that. Judge Joe Brown, you come from a black woman, and you cool with that? You cool with him saying that? That's okay? You willing to lay out and fluff his pillows and lay out a blanket of protection for him? I ain't like, Men like Judge Joe Brown think they so strong and think they just so masculine. That's weak as hell, man. I'm about to cuss. As weak as you know what. Weak as hell. Letting these racists ride off in the sunset with their racist rhetoric and giving them a pass. That's weak as fuck, dog. It's not admirable. It's nothing that I would salute. Judge Joe Brown is a nocturnal animal. You know what nocturnal animal I'm talking about. You know which one I'm talking about. I don't care how much he went to school and became a judge, and I don't care about him having a show and having that gavel. I don't care how much intellect he's maintained. For him to be buck dancing like this, throwing black folks under the bus, he is a butter biscuit eater. He's a nocturnal animal, just like Clarence Thomas. Supreme nocturnal animals, 100%. 100%. You know? And he's a senile drunk, allegedly. Allegedly. I'm just playing, Joe. I'm just playing, Judge Joe Brown. I'm just playing. I'm not just playing. I mean this shit, but you know, it's all allegedly. I don't know, you know, it's alleged. Then I remember I heard a rumor about him. Was it like it was a rumor about him assaulting Cheryl Lee Ralph? I don't know Cheryl Lee Ralph D. From Moesha. Beautiful woman, beautiful black woman. She's also on Abbott Elementary. My daughter likes that. My 14-year-old daughter likes that show, Abbott Elementary, right? I don't know if that's true or not, but I remember hearing something with Cheryl Lee Ralph, allegedly, you know, because I think I remember him seeing a clip on the Art of Dialogue where he's saying he don't know her and all of that, right? So I don't know, but all I know is he's been on buck dancing time for a while, and it's sickening. You know, when I saw him lay out that coverage and lay out that blanket of protection for Charlie Kirk, enough was enough for me. I had to call it out ASAP. Machiavelli Mills TV, y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your comments in the comment section below. I'm out, y'all. Peace.